There's something so satisfying with a cake in the afternoon, particularly when it's fruit-based. And Kirsten Tibbles is here to show us a beautiful peach cake.
It is. It's a peach upside-down cake.
Love the sound of this.
You're going to love this one. Can I get you started? You know,
Yes.
I always like to get you working.
Yes, please.
Can you fan those sliced peaches out onto the bottom of the lined cake tin for me?
Can
So you
do.
probably get 2 rows in there.
Okay.
And what I'm going to start with is I have some sugar here, some cinnamon, brown sugar. This is going to be almost like our delicious decadent crust layer. So I'm going to mix this a little bit and get you to sprinkle 1/4 on top of the peaches.
Okay.
You can put it in first or you can do it afterwards.
Right.
And that sugar is going to caramelise and give us a delicious syrup on the
lovely.
surface. Pass that over to you. In here I have some sugar. I'm going to make the cake and I'm going to mix it by hand. Adding in some butter. This is unsalted butter, so we can control how much salt we're adding. Can you pass me a spoon to mix this?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So mixing that together, we're just going to lightly cream the butter and sugar. Of course, you can do this on a mixer, but what's the fun in that?
It is convenient, although when I don't have to do the mixing and you do, I get to do the fun thing, which is fanning the fruit. I'm okay with that.
A little bit of vanilla bean paste. Have to add vanilla to everything, don't we?
Absolutely.
Lemon zest.
You love your lemon zest. And Kirst, we're using some fresh peaches today. If they're not in season or you don't like peaches, could you use a different fruit?
Absolutely. You can use pineapple, you can use apple, any sort of fruit is fine.
Yep.
If you're wanting to use larger pieces, you may need to pre-cook it a little bit.
Sure.
But that's going to be so good with
And
fresh
I
peas.
guess you could even use some jarred fruits, but it's probably not as good, really, because there's too much liquid in it for a cake like this.
You can if you can't get fresh fruit, of course.
Okay. There's a wooden spoon. I know you
Okay.
wanted that.
I was too polite to ask, thank you.
So the sugar mixture here with the cinnamon, I'm just going to sprinkle over the top. Like you said, just 1/4 of it.
1/4 of it.
So I'll be very careful not to overuse that. And what size tin do we have here?
That's a 23 centimetre cake tin.
Yep.
But if you make it in a smaller tin, just make sure it's a little bit higher and it may take a little bit longer to cook.
Fantastic.
I'm going to add the eggs in here.
So 2 whole eggs.
Mix them in. And can you add a pinch of salt?
Can do. A little pinch of salt. There we go, Kirst.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hold the sieve. If you
Okay.
can sieve in the flour, so I've got some plain all-purpose flour, and then I've got some bicarb soda and baking powder.
Okay.
Bicarb soda does give us some lift, but it gives us the most moist and beautiful tender texture in the cake, and baking powder simply gives us a lift.
Okay.
So using a combination of the two gives us a really beautiful mouthfeel and a really light cake. So I'm just going to put in that much flour to start with,
Yep.
and then we're going to use the delicious Buller sour cream. So this is the light sour cream. I always feel better having the light one. So I'm just alternating these. With this recipe, it may split a little bit, so it may curdle.
Yes.
It's not so essential. It's not like a sponge if it does curdle. It's not such a big problem because we do have those baking powder and bicarb soda in there to still continue to lift it.
So because we're going to just finish off adding our flour mixture, and then we're going to be adding more of this lovely sugar mixture.
We are to add a little bit of flavour into the cake batter. This then bakes at 180 degrees Celsius for approximately 50 minutes.
Sounds good. And what are we going to do with this little bit here?
Don't worry, save it. That goes on the top of the cake before we bake it.
Excellent. Well, that right there is a lovely cake.
It is a lovely cake. I'm glad you think so. It needs to sit for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to cheat and take the paper out first.
What would we do without our baking paper?
I'm going to turn it over so we can see those beautiful and delicious peaches.
Yes. The moment of truth.
Here we go.
Step back, everyone. You want to give it a tap for good luck?
Do you think we need it? Okay, here we go. Oh, what do you think?
Oh, it's a good sound. And again, I reiterate, thank God for baking paper.
Now we just gently peel that back for the big reveal.
Oh, lovely.
really
Gorgeous. Fantastic. And more sour cream.
More sour cream for the garnish.
Okay.
So not only can you use it as an ingredient, but you can also use it on top of your cake. And you would just do this prior to serving. Now the sour cream isn't sweetened. I'm not even going to spread it out. I'm just going to put it like that in the centre. If you can do the honours and sprinkle with our remaining sugar mix on top.
That is beautiful. All we need is a cup of tea and we are set for our afternoon. Love it, Kirst. Thank you.